Guys, back with another video. This one's a surprise one for sure. My reaction to Terrifier 3. We'll talk about that first, and Smile 2. Smile 2, that was interesting because I saw the first one on my phone. You know what I mean? And I didn't really feel like it was like as hyped as the first one, but at the same time, this second one was pretty wild. I'm not gonna lie. I think the second one they put more investment in it because the blood scenes were a lot more graphic. The first one it was kind of hard to understand because they were like new characters and stuff. And the hospital scene was definitely one of the most disturbing scenes in the first one. Spoiler alert. But yeah, if you didn't see the first one, definitely watch it so you can kind of understand. I might want to rewatch the first one, but I don't know. I think I was like trying to like understand it first. And I remember I watched it with someone that was on my like shift. We were like watching it. We were like, okay, let's like see how it's gonna be. But yeah, Smile 2 was definitely way more intense than the first one because she was trying to like figure out like, well, how come these like beams are stalking me and then no one believes me, like they're thinking I'm crazy. But the ending of Smile 2, spoiler, was pretty wild. Just get ready for that. I can't remember everything on top of my head, but there was a lot of the same like scenes where it was like she's seeing the same person in different form, and then that's when she sees all this graphic stuff like someone taking stuff to their eye and then splattered. Like I could tell they invested way more money in this one than the first one. But it was definitely intense. Shout out to Naomi Scott. She was in the first one as well. She's the one that plays the main character in Smile. She's supposed to be like a pop sensation, and her mom is supposed to help her out with her career as well as like make sure she's on tour. But she was trying to avoid that because every time she tried to do something, there was always like someone in the audience that was like this or something like that. So that's what made Smile like 2 a lot more intense. It was like everywhere she went, there was like these people were following her that were like possessed, things like that. So the movie definitely brought my eyes to like a lot of stuff. I was like, what the heck is going on right now? But yeah, let me know what you guys think about Smile 2. Next one we're going to talk about is Terrifier 3. Terrifier 3 was pretty terrifying to a certain extent. Like, it was mainly graphic. I wouldn't say scary, but if you're scared of like that character, you would probably get creeped out. There was some wild scenes in that movie. I think the beginning of the movie was pretty wild, as well as like every single scene was like super graphic. But there was times where they had like a mini break, and then that's when he gets into the slicing and dicing. Like for instance, like he went to the freaking the most disturbing scene was definitely the shower scenes. I think that was one of the most disturbing scenes when they were kissing or whatever. And then that scene was crazy, as well as like freaking when he went to the mall, that was wild as well. Like they were just like teasing him. Then there was a bar scene as well. He went there. Like almost every single scene was pretty much like we're gonna like slice and dice, but they took a break from it for a few minutes, and then that's when they showed him like kind of peeking around and looking around. But yeah, Terrifier 3 was definitely an interesting movie though. Like I definitely recommend both of those movies just to see which one you like best. But I watched both of those, and I wasn't thinking I was gonna watch Terrifier 3. I told myself, let me just watch it and see. I know it's the gruesome because that's why a lot of people were like leaving and throwing up. But those scenes were pretty wild, I'm not gonna lie. For most dudes, they're like, nah, man, that's nothing. But for females, I'm sure they're the ones that threw up because the scenes that make you think and cringe. And they show like everything, guys. Like the only thing they didn't show, which was a good thing, was like the private parts. But they did show like the stabbing at it and then the intestines and all that nasty stuff. But yeah, definitely get ready for those scenes. Get ready for the beginning as well, the beginning scene, because that was pretty wild. The guy that made that movie is pretty like I don't know how he like. I don't know how he sleeps at night, but it's crazy to say that because he's made an announcement how he wants to make the next Joker, which is pretty scary. So I know Joker might be extremely crazy. If he does make Joker, it's probably not going to be like the first Joker or the second one. It's going to be mainly like graphic, I'm sure, because he wants to make Joker probably like tough like the old Joker. And so after Terrifier 3, he's getting all excited. He's like, I want to do the next Joker. So just get ready for that. If they do another Joker, it's probably going to be directed by him because that guy's pretty wild. Like I said, I don't know how he sleeps at night. He did All Hallows Eve as well. So he did a lot of movies. But yeah, between Smile 2 and Terrifier 3, obviously the better one would have been gruesome-wise is Terrifier 3. Smile 2, when it came to gruesome, it wasn't anything crazy. But there was this one scene, if I can remember, that was pretty wild. But yeah, both movies were like in the middle. I wouldn't say like the best horror movies, but they both like had something in it that was like, okay, this is pretty wild. You know, I'm a big horror movie guy because I know as a kid, the first horror movie I saw, I can't even remember the name. I know the first thriller horror movie I saw was Orphan, but before that, I saw some other horror movie that was pretty wild as well. But other than that, though, like, you know, I remember watching the first Paranormal Activity and all those movies. It definitely aged real fast. Like, now I'm ready for like a unique horror movie. You know what I mean? So hopefully they make some unique horror movies starting next year. I know next year there's supposed to be this movie called The Monkey. So that movie looks pretty scary. And there's another one coming out in February as well, if I can remember. But yeah, shout out to those movies, stuff like that. Like, subscribe, share, comment. Let me know what you guys think.